Hello! Hello, everyone. Oh, yeah. I'm also joined by Nick. And people.
And Jack.
And Jack.
Yeah.
And Phoenix.
We'll go
Okay,
away in a bit.
so nice and quick. The old... I think they can actually hear that. Okay, so I'll shoot Brandon a message. And I think I'm good to go. And good luck. No hacks. So I'm going to deafen in here, guys. And then I'll catch you on the flip side.
Cool.
So they are now deafened. Can't hear anything. We can probably turn the music off. We can go to the battle screen. While we're here, I can, not that one. Just quickly make a team. So go to boxes. Go to battle team. Team 3. Go this. 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 And this. I just double check the items are correct. Oh no, that's not correct. That's not correct. Can I change box view? That's scope points. Remove boxes. I'm sure I have a life up on something. Good old Chomper. X. Okay. And we go to... Okay, so... Link Battle. Double battle. Okie dokie. What's up with the timing for the random draft? Oh god, I don't know. I don't know, Phoenix. We can turn the music off as well. Team 3, Eviolite, Clear Amulet, Scope Lens, White Herb. Minutes, official rules 2, GS Cup, not sell to level 50, preparations. Oh fuck, he's got a camera up. Has he got a camera up this week? Did he do a trade? Wait. Fuck. My sheet's wrong. And then the organal. Shit. What's the fucking camera up weak to? Fake out. Tailwind. What's my answer to camera up? What's my answer to camera up? Oh, fuck. What did he trade it instead of? I've got him as Orthworm. Fuck's sake. Choice Scarf Eruption. Is this what I'm facing down? Steel? Okay, this works. It might die. It's anger point! Oh, we're all dead. Rest in peace. It's not Scarf. This might kill. Oh, let's go. Jesus Christ. Well, that fucking threw a spanner in the works, didn't it? Team data. I mean, I'm not asked. Gambit. No terror. Am I weak to dark? He's gonna sucker punch me. Gallade is not weak to dark. We have a lot of defense investment. So we have got Sizz in the back. He withdraws, so we called it right. Once the Intimidate drop. I expect a Sucker Punch. Oh, it's Berry! Okay, he lives. Just. Iron Head. So no Sucker Punch that turn. This is just to cover the Sucker Punch. There it is. Lovely play, Jake. Neutral sucker punch. Oh yeah, I forget I'm fairy. So in comes Cryog. Do I want a 4-0? Yeah. So at this point, he could think I'm banded, which is really nice. So I've got coverage for it. Oh, there was no Houndstone. I was just completely flabbergasted by... Is it... When has he traded for Orthworm then? I swear he put it in the chat that he was trading for Orthworm. Might need to check Brandon's team afterwards for me. Frost Breath. Spadef is very high. Traded for Orthworm. Oh, okay, yeah. No, it's... I saw the message. I just read it the wrong way around. It's my bad for using another sheet. Okay, that went well. That went well. So it is Intimidate Salamence. No Berry. If it was Choice Scarf, we'd have had a big problem, because I imagine it's EQ. I have no reason not to lead the same thing. He doesn't know I'm Sash, so I could afford to get a Moonblast off. He might just lead Salamence straight away. Good to know he's a Fighting Berry on Gambit. Right, we're going with this time. Medicham Salamence, okay. So, I believe this is Bullet Punch. And... So we could just dispatch this Salamence right now. Okay, we've been outread. That hurts. Bullet Punch? Yeah, that hurts. Oh, really bad play from me. He's not going to drag it into me. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Do I Terra Normal here? 20 seconds. I think I just Night Slash. Let's get Brenda in. I should have seen that coming. I saw the Bullet Punch coming. It's such a bad play from me. Terror. Steel. Yeah, okay. Oh, this might hurt. Oh, we might lose here. Yeah, we lose. That's really bad for me. Oh, God. So I have to terrestrialize here to stay alive. And I have to Clave Rush. He's probably packing Fire Fang. It was a complete misplay from me. Miss. Let's fucking go! Don't flinch! Oh! Wait! Is that bright powder? That hurts a lot. Miss. We live. Don't flinch. Fuck! Miss. Is there a position where I win? I don't think there is. Do I reveal it? Oh, the game of 10%ers. Right, fair enough. What's my answer to Medicham? I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm fucking doing. Did I regen the Murkrow? I believe I did, didn't I? God damn it. That's actually... I'm actually livid. I'm actually livid. Is he Terra de Medicham? Right. Get that thing out of here! Do I want this to come in? Do I want to sack here? This might be a really bad play. Not intimidated this time, that kills. He's got a dual wing beat me and sucker punch. Because he has to. Yeah. He had to. It's a berry, but... Yeah, we're not intimidated this time. Camerupt. Okay, oh, I just cover for it. He's gonna protect the Salamence, I believe. It's just gonna be, can the Sacred Sword kill? I mean, if we can get a crit from the Scope Lens right now, this would be amazing. Yeah. It was obvious he was going to protect. Yeah. Oh, let's fucking go, Scope Lens! The crit might have 100% mattered there. And there's the 4-0. Jesus Christ, Brandon. You did, Nick. You did, Nick. Now, I'm not sure if that Scope Lens mattered. I'll have to get the set off Brandon to see. I can undeafen in the Discord. What's popping, guys? You are live.
Right, okay, you owe Brandon an apology. Okay?
Why?
Because that was not, as Jack was the one that said it first, but that was not deserving of a 4-0. Like, that was so incredibly close. That said, like, GG, like, that was a fucking amazing game. Like, really well played from both of you, frankly.
Phoenix with the
Howard
yeah.
is weird, and I think
Like,
Brandon should have predicted it, but
like I just knew once the Medicham was the Medicham was so much of a problem because the offensive like pressure on the Flutter Mane. If I'd have got the Moonblast correct and called the Protect, it'd have been a whole different game. But then there's Bright Powder hacks.
that was funny. That was very funny.
Yeah.
Now, I've got a feeling the camera doesn't live. I've got a feeling
It's so camera up. I wasn't worried when I saw it because it's dog shit.
It's not that bad, you know.
It is really. It is absolutely useless. It's got no endearing qualities at all. It's slow, it's weak, it's trash, it's got a 4 times.
If he'd have scarfed it after the anger point
With
proc,
anger point, there might have been a fun game to watch. Yeah.
Oh, Scarf
granted,
Anger
if
Point,
it had lived, that no, it's still too slow. It needs a scarf because I crit it, so it would have been at +6.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just getting.
That'd have been funny as fuck.
I like Phoenix's.
Oh, it's on the.
poor man's Torkoal is a broke man's Torkoal. Like, it's not Torkoal.
It's like if charcoal died, and then 30 years later you dug up its grave, and then yeah, that's how.
Slamming on Camerupt. Camerupt is not a bad Pokemon. It's just there's a reason why it's C tier and not, you know, something actually considered good.
I don't know the reason why it's C tier. It's D tier all over that thing.
No, you compare it to some D tiers and it's like.
But I think
it's
if
a
it
lot
didn't
better
have
than
Anger
that.
Point, D tier.
Anger Point is not what makes Camerupt.
I think it's the only thing that makes Camerupt. Oh no, that and a Mega Evolution. And yeah, we're not doing them. So.
Brandon!
Anyway, I'm gonna go get
Jesus
Giants,
Christ.
So I'll bid
All
you
right.
all adieu.
See you
See you
later,
later,
Jack.
Jack.
In a bit.
Oh my god, my guy.
Dude.
What a game. 4-0, 3-0, 4-0. Jesus Christ.
Like, bro, that could not have been any more of a 50-50 game.
Every turn was 50-50. Bro, that bright powder salamence sent me west. I was so fucking annoyed.
I knew that's what you were thinking as soon as that close combat missed.
Thank you, Donkey.
As soon as that close combat missed, I knew you were thinking, "Aw, Jake's probably losing his shit right now."
Oh god, no, I could have made some reads, so I was packing Stomping Tantrum on the backscal, so I could have made a read into that.
Okay.
I called your play turn 1 on the Bullet Punch, and I was like, I'm just gonna cover for it anyway. But then I completely forgot that Salamence gets dual wing beat. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, I figured you were gonna do the same lead.
Yeah.
Freaking picnics. I figured you were gonna do the same lead, game 2 as you did game 1, and I was like, oh man, I mean, first game, I know what he's doing, somewhat, because he swept me, but game 2, I can't lead that. Now I know he's gonna one-shot camera up if I try that strat. So
yeah.
I just led with Salamence, thinking you were gonna bring the Gallade. And yeah, Fluttermane was a problem for Salamence, so I brought the Medicham, because then I could either take out the Gallade depending on its ability and item, or I could just bullet punch the
main
Fluttermane, which I
so
figured
in my head I was like, I haven't revealed Sash yet, so I was like, I could get away with misplaying this turn, I suppose. But I was very wrong.
Flinches, and I'm like, Pog.
Yeah, that game too. I went a bit west on the rock slides because I had like glimmers of hope. Like, you missed one, I was like, yes, and then I missed the close combat. I was like, what?
Dude, I literally was like, I had the deep bellowing laugh when that happened, but I also had to cut it real quick because I'm like, it's not over till it's over. It's not over till it's over. Dude,
That Medicham is brilliant. Now, I want to know why you didn't bring the dead dog, because it swept my team.
The main reason I didn't bring the dead dog is because realistically, at the end of the day, you did have a lot of counters for it.
Yeah, I could kill it.
And the other thing is I literally need T-Tar for that, and T-Tar gets countered by almost your whole team.
Yes.
So
kind of devastated I didn't see the Farigiraf as well, because I was ready to one-shot that thing. I was ready to. I was ready to one-shot that thing. I had a Life Orb Scissor with X Scissor, and the Gallade had X Scissor on it as well. I was like, if you don't bugberry it, you're dead.
Oh yeah, nah. I was so tempted to bring it, but the only reason I didn't is because your team has like no priority realistically other than Scizor. So I was like,
I've got a fair whack of it. Well, now I've got a Prankster Murkrow.
anything that's a threat.
But yeah, I suppose Gallade gets Shadow Sneak, and then Vaxgal gets Ice Shard, but it's not doing much to the dog, I suppose. I thought you'd have brought the dog for the main, because the Shadow Sneak will actually hurt if I don't Terror, but I suppose, what do you call it? I forgot what I was going to say. I suppose, the Terror Normal might have put off that, because usually I'm going to be running Terror Normal on my main.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned by, because like I felt like if I brought the dog, the thing realistically that I was gonna be able to do to Fluttermane would be to hit it with a ghost move and hope it dies. But I figured you were either gonna be sashed or you would Terra Normal, so I just didn't bring the dog. Besides, it's just like a free KO for you if I brought T-Tar.
Yeah. Saying that, I believe Nick's here. Nick wants your...
Hello.
Nick wants your T-Tar.
Well, okay, no, the problem is I can't have it off you, Brandon, unless you go out, because I've already done my S-tier trade. But I do think that that T-Tar would be quite nice on my team. We could talk other trades, but I can't talk about S-tier, unfortunately. I've already
I'd love that
shot my
Medicham,
shot
but
with
Gallade is too good. Gallade is literally too good.
Isn't my T-Tar an S tier?
Yeah. It's just that Nick has already traded his S tier, so you only get one S tier trade per season.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, Brandon, I will say, like, that game, like, between the two of you was absolutely amazing. I've already told Jake that he should apologize to you, because it was, like, the end result technically being a 4-0, which is what it will go down in, on the scorecard as, is so not fair to you, because, dear Lord, like, that was, like,
every turn was 50-50. Every turn was 50-50. It was like, I just have to make a call.
You know what's the really sucky part? I know exactly when the third game started hard leaning in Jake's favor. I had a chance that whole game to make a comeback. I messed up with King Gambit and not sucker punching the Gallade. If I sucker punched the Gallade, I could have killed it.
You can hear me on comms. You can hear me on comms when I go, I have to make this read, because I feel like he has to do this. Like, he loses the Mance. Thing is, I was happy because I had close combat on my Staraptor. So, and it was choice scarfed. So I was like,
the thing is, with both of you had like a couple of turns each where you had to make a read if you wanted to turn things in your favor. However, making that read was so hard, because it was effectively like where you say you sucker punch into Gallade, Brandon, and you don't go into Fluttermane. The problem is that if Fluttermane doesn't protect, if Jake chooses to do the completely wild card move and Mystical Fire, you just outright lose there. Like, it was really, really tricky for both of you. There was another one where it was like in Jake's complete opposite, where he made the wrong read, but if he hadn't have made the play that he did and it gone the way that it could have done and stuff, it would have gone completely against him. So it was really hard for both of you to make any moves different than what you actually did, I think.
This is why this match single-handedly is my favorite that I've done so far this season. Is because
this was a good fun one.
Oh yeah, and not only that, but it was also like the title of the stream. It was the master against the student, and it fits so perfectly with it being a sweep, and then 50-50.
It's just the way you've taught me to play, Brandon. Just sweep everything. I'm dying to know what move.
And if you can't stall, be cheeky.
What move did you click when you got +6, was it EQ?
Yeah.
Because I was
Would've
shitting
KO'd.
myself. When you procced it, I
Yeah,
was
it
like...
would've KO'd everyone except Staraptor.
Yeah, I was like, this is Choice Scarf Eruption, and I'm going to die.
Yeah,
but obviously Eruption is special. But that's the first thing that went through my head. I was like, oh shit.
I mean, you probably would have died, but also I was more concerned with because oddly enough, I feel like your team is more, or at least slightly more leaned in towards like being specially defensive than physically.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, realistically, other than Staraptor, he doesn't have much to counter ground.
You're not wrong.
So I just went for like the anger point Camerupt, and dear lord, I was not expecting you to one-shot it. That hurt.
Yeah, that Sacred Sword is ridiculous. And the fact that it just like bypasses any state. So you could have like Iron Defensed, and it just ignores your stat changes. Gallade, I think, is not a C tier anymore. With Sharpness, giving it a free choice band, and it gets access to like 9 slicing moves, all different typings. The coverage on it is insane. I said this at the start of the season. You did, Phoenix. But I didn't really know that Sharpness was a thing. I didn't know Gallade had it. I thought it was just like a Veluza, like signature thing, like a signature ability. Didn't realize they'd had given it to Gallade. As soon as I did, I picked it up.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't necessarily calc the Gallade against the Camerupt, because I figured whoever I had partnered with the Camerupt, that would have been your focus, but nah, I was wrong. The Camerupt, though, was max HP.
Just max HP, right? Let me throw it in, and I'll tell you if you would have lived and that crit mattered. Because if it's going to come down to a scope lens crit, I mean, how fitting considering the game before you flinched
Right?
flinch hacks me to death. I said fucking bright powder. Oh man.
No, people sleep on bright powder. Bright
They do.
powder is so good.
When it gets you, it
So
fucking
good.
gets you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so my Gallade was... The spread of my Gallade was... I had almost max defense. Crit mattered. Sort of.
Bruh.
Um,
So it was like
were you anything in defense, Brandon, at all?
Nothing in defense, actually.
And no positive nature. What was your nature? Adamant?
I was actually sassy.
Sassy. Basically, it doesn't boost defense. So, Sacred Sword had a 62% chance to OHKO you.
Oh, so it was a roll.
It was a roll, but then I had the scope lens on top of it.
Yeah.
Granted, it's a roll in my favour, but it's a 10% favour. And then the 12% chance to crit.
Yeah,
And the
that's
funny
fair.
thing is, if you'd have lived the crit, you'd have got +6 and probably... Well, I don't think you'd have swept me at that point. I think it'd have been safe, but it'd have been different.
I would have at least taken out 2 of them if I landed that early.
Yeah.
Which I would have been more than okay with, because realistically, who I had in the back could have just cleaned up at that point.
Yeah. Like, your team is just, like... I did forget that you had the camera ups, so you'll see me, like, if you watch the video back, screaming, going, "What the fuck?" Because I thought you still had an off-worm. I was like, shit! What do I do to a camera ups?
Like, yeah, honestly, that Scarf Earthquake idea was honestly not a bad shout. I thought about it, but then I'm like, well, I mean, Spider-Man's still gonna be faster, and if he hits camera up at all, that eruption.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could have ran, like, maybe a power gem. That would have probably done it.
That's why I ran Scarf Cryogonal. Also, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you something real quick.
Go on, I'm ready.
Let's see here.
I can send you my paste as well, so you can see my full spreads.
Oh boy. Oh boy, gee willikers, man. Would you like to look at this whenever it shows on your end?
Look at this, Brandon. Are you sharing screen, or is it an image thing?
It should be sharing screen. If it's not,
Your stream stopped. You started and then it stopped again.
Oh, bruh.
Try again.
Let me see if this works. Let me try this again. Oh, ha ha ha.
Phoenix has just been going off with some of these sound effects. He's not a new toy, boys and girls.
Go down.
Close again.
Oh, do I need to give you rights? Hang on. Rolls. Oh no, you're mod, so you should be able to.
I should be able to. Keep turning on the share screen, but it like.
Try disconnect Brandon and then hop in the channel again. I'll drag you back up. So just hop in like a random.
Gotta love technical problems when you're live on stream, right, Jake?
Love it. Right, let's try again, Brandon. If not, we can move to the CCC watch party playthrough. I've got a feeling it might because the testing channel's like super secret.
Maybe.
Yeah, let's move down to. I'll drag everyone down to watch party.
Shit, I migrated.
Is it okay for me? Yeah, like I could share my screen, right? Yeah, there we go.
Here. Now let's see if it actually. Ah, there we go.
Working.
Now we wait for the squares to load up. Oh, okay, right. Oh, so this is yours. I'm just getting mine together now, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm
What am I looking at?
This is like before. This is before I get rid of the stats and stuff.
Yeah.
You see this cryogonal?
Sheer cold.
And hyper beam.
Oh man, love it.
I also put literally 0 special attack on this thing.
I suppose you have to. I mean, you run solid rock as well, right? Oh no, you ran anger point, don't you? So versus Brandon, Jake.
And of course, I had to go with the choice band Metacham. I didn't really have a choice there.
Oh, so it was banded. Share my screen. Here you go, Brandon.
I am shocked. I'm genuinely shocked by that freaking Gallade. I know Gallade is always going to be a problem for me, but also like, bro, even through the berry you one-shot me. Come on.
Yeah, like when I saw it do 70% after Intimidate, I was like, this kills.
Yeah,
So-
I figured too, and I was like, well, too late. I can't change my item, so.
Here's the thing about berries on 4 times weakness. As far as it halves it, right? So it still takes it down to a ×2 weakness. You're still like your normal super
Weak
effective.
to it, yeah.
So it's while it is like an option to try and counter it, it's just not ideal. Like you're still at the mercy of someone being particularly strong with it or what have you. So I don't love it. Like for me, berries aren't the option when you're 4 times weak. Either run a terror to get around it, or like run a focus sash or something, or just ignore it and accept that if it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah. Brendan,
Yeah,
I'll send you the one with a
But
full.
that was kind of my thought process was just King Gambit's fat, even just a super effective hit.
Yeah, that's. I think you
Just
bank
made
on it,
live
right?
A little bit. Yeah,
I think what you need is
at
a
least a little bit.
you need a bit less fighting weakness. I think that's what you need, Brandon.
Oh yeah, like I mean, Camera Up did get
Maybe
rid of
trading
one of
that
them,
T-Tar
but
for a
there's still
Dragapult. Just saying. Just saying.
What is this Tinglu? What do you mean, Phoenix? What is this Tinglu? Oh god.
Listen,
I
don't
hate
tempt
Tinglu.
me.
I absolutely hate it.
Dragapult, like, Dragapult's pretty lit.
It is. No, the sheer cold cryo. Oh, I get you. Yeah, I get you. No, I did not expect that match to go the way it did.
Oh, I was pretty 50-50 on it, which is oddly enough how it ended up.
What did I have? I did have the demon, the Dunsparce ready,
Oh,
but
oh boy.
it kind of needed like setting up in a way.
Oh, okay.
Tailwind, and then I could basically just headbutt Seringrace flinch shoot or drill run everything to death. Part of me doesn't want to let the Dunsparce go, but I feel like I have to when it comes to like Rostermania.
Fair. Like,
Um,
oh, God. What was your initial thought process for Metacham? Did you have like a immediate answer for that, or were you just hoping that you'd outspeed and kill it?
in what game? Game 1 or game 2?
In
Or
your
game
prep
3?
in general.
So its typing isn't like too bad for me. It being weak to fairy, I was like I could kind of almost ignore it in a way. But funny enough, the one time I ignored it, it completely collapsed my team. So I think when prepping, it was more just leaning on the side of it's going to be there. I was more hardcore prepping for the Medicham Farigiraf lead, and then dealing with Medicham afterwards. I did know it did have access to Bullet Punch, so I was like, it's kind of scary to leave the Fluttermane in. I almost terrored it game 3 until I realised that I kind of need to terror. The Gallade is more the win con than the Fluttermane.
That Gallade really put in work.
It's
like-
so good, and now I've got like Prankster Tailwind, and it is technically my Trick Room setter. Once you get it going, if it goes first, it's doing like 80% minimum to everything. It's actually ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can even band it.
Yeah, because like even in game 1, he's the one that got 3 of the kills.
Yeah. And I think
I'm
game
just
2 he
like-
picked up 2 or 3. Because
the
the main killed the
Game 2?
Mance. Game 2, I think you just you identified the problem and just ripped it off the face of the earth with dual wing beat.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that Gallade and I was like, yeah, vanish.
And
And then
the
you screwed me over when you terrored it in game 3, and I'm like, okay.
If you watch the
well,
VOD back, I was looking at it from your point of view, and I literally said, I was like, he can get this right, and he can sucker punch my Gallade, and I might die. There's a chance I live. Okie dokie, Nick. Thank you so much, my guy. See you later. I was like, I think he's eating. His food is ready. So I was like, you know what? Like, do I lose anything from Mystical Firing and Terra Normaling my Gallade. I was like, there's a chance I live because it's 244 in defenses, right? I maxed its defense out. And I was like, it's the obvious play for him is to just dual wing beat my Gallade because he has to get it off the field, and Sucker Punch the main because the main is going to kill the Salamence first, and then the Gallade will kill him. But yeah, it was just a read that I thought that's the play that you should do, and that's the play that I probably would have done. I was like, well, what's my out here? Oh, just Terra Normal, I suppose.
See, that phase in Game 3 was literally the phase that would decide who wins
the
and
whole
who
game.
loses.
Yeah.
And I knew that, and I figured that you'd be thinking, oh man, he's probably just gonna sucker punch this and then go in for Gallade, or he's just gonna double in on Gallade. Then I had to think about what you would do if you thought about me doing it. And then I was like, well, see, here's the thing. If I were him in this situation, I feel like Fluttermane's gonna outspeed me anyway. If he wants to, he can get my Salamence off the field right now. But then I have Gambit at full HP. At this point, the range, I have zero clue of if the Choppleberry saves it or not. At this point in time, even from full HP. And then there's Gallade, which is now at full HP, and I don't know if he's Terra Ghost or Terra Normal.
Yeah, you can't risk it. You can.
It's like exactly, and it's like, so I know that you had the options because I know that Fluttermane was not like choice anything.
Yeah.
So like,
you saw,
okay.
You saw the sash, and it was 252. I think I changed a couple of things up just seconds before the battle. Funny enough, the Fluttermane that I'd prepped beforehand, the first one would have done a lot better into your team because it had a lot in defense. And then I took a lot out and I needed speed because when I did a little bit of testing with Jack, he absolutely ruined me with Choice Scarf Dog. He basically just sent the Choice Scarf Dog in last and just last respected me to death.
Hey, listen. Last respect.
I highly recommend doing it, Brandon. If you need the win, just let everything die and then send in a Gambit with Supreme Overlord and Dead Dog Choice Scarfed into last respects.
I am so glad that I swept you in Game 2 because right at didn't see the last Pokemon I had in my mons that I picked in Game 2, but it was the Camerupt, and I was like,
oh, I had an inkling that it was, and I was like, I remember sitting there with my main on 1 HP and my backscal on 1 HP and going, there is a chance I can win this, but it's gonna take a fucking miracle. It's like,
and then your
for some reason,
and you miss your close combat, and it's like, nah,
for some reason, he'd have to double into the Fluttermane on 1 HP. Because my out was to protect the main, and then Stomping Tantrum the Salamence, and pray that it killed. Game 2, I did get a bit frustrated, which I was like, right, that's it, that Medicham, I'm glaive rushing it. I'm literally just glaive rushing it. Get it off the field.
I mean, you did. You absolutely
But I
did.
didn't for 1 second think that it was choice band.
Yeah, no, it absolutely was.
But I suppose Bullet Punch was always the play. It was just doing standard amounts of damage. I completely forgot that my backscal was weak to steel. So when I sent it in on that Bullet Punch, I was like, oh, no.
It's like, oh, that's a problem. I think the main reason I went with Choice Band was specifically because of Bullet Punch.
Oh no, the card exploded.
Phoenix has uploaded some custom noises.
I can tell. Yeah, after
Oh
game,
no, the card exploded.
I think halfway through Game 2, I kind of learned the best way to deal with your team is just priority.
Yeah,
just
you
having
need it.
priority screws you up. And I'm like, okay. Have priority. Don't have a lot of priority.
Like, I was, at one point, I did look at it and go, do I run Quick Guard on Gallade?
Oh, God. See,
And I mean,
I feel like that would have been really good, but at the same time, I feel like that would have been, like...
It's a bit of a waste.
For
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of
like
a
if
waste.
I don't go for a priority move, I could just, like, choice band close combat you in the face.
But no, definitely
You're gonna
one of my hardest matches yet. I think the hardest match would have been the Southside Score Bunnies, but he didn't turn up. I think that was another game where it was basically Cerulege. Cerulege Shadow Sneak just ruined me.
Yeah.
I hate on the normal Terror, but it's the only thing saving me at the moment. Because
yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
it double guesses. It makes people like just like double guessing. It's like, well, I'm really weak to Ghost, but he can normal Terror. And I've got 2 normal types as well, so it's like, if I lock myself in here, it's because it happened to Tiny, where he choice banded his Dragonite into into Extreme Speed, and I just Terror Ghost my Backscal, and it's like, well, now you're screwed because you're looking at a Fluttermane and a Ghost Baxcalibur, and you're locked into E-Speed. It's like...
Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie. The biggest concern I had for your team was Terra Normal. I'm not even kidding. It's like, if you were Terra Dark, I have Dark types and I have Dark type moves. That was not an issue. If you went for Terra Dark, Gambit or Terra Ghost, Gambit sweeps you.
Yeah.
You're just gone.
Yeah, Sucker Punch everything.
Yeah, but then when it comes to normal, the only thing I could do for super effective damage is fighting, which takes up a needed spot for the other moves that I have on the team, which is like, oh great. The only one I could squeeze a fighting move on is Medicham, and I need that for priority.
Yeah. It's... like, I kind of... It was... yeah. I don't know why I didn't really prep that much for the Medicham. I love it to bits. Like, Feegs is... that man. He is one of the best Pokemon. If it had better defenses... I feel like they just ripped it off by giving it 60 defenses and 60 HP. Just give it like 80 HP and like 70 defenses.
Fairly bulky Mon with fighting and psychic at that point. It's like,
yeah, and its speed tier's okay. It needs support, but that's the whole point of it when you get access to 120 base attack. And its move pool is just ridiculous. That actually shit me up, Phoenix. That made me jump.
Oh no, the car exploded.
I'm gonna have to ban you.
I mean, hey, that's... just ban it for 5 minutes, just be like, shut up!
No, I'm just gonna have to ban the fucking sound effects. It's okay, Phoenix. You got me good there. I was like...
yeah, no, you good.
So who's your final game, Brandon? I suppose I should pull up the standings and let's have a look at what this means in terms of the league. Let me plug my monitors in.
I do know that it was pretty close to the bottom. Just because of win-loss ratio, I think. No, I think I was very close to the bottom, specifically because of how many games I quote-unquote didn't play.
Yes. Yeah.
Just like, damn. But, you know, it is what it is. You take it.
I think you caught up with them though, right? Is it just...
Mine caught up with.
Like, you've played the games now? Did you... Because what games didn't you get to play?
Didn't get to play the people that basically left.
Yes, so we all got those, yeah. Our league's been a bit of a mess.
Scarlet's been doing fine. They're doing great
fine up
over
until
there.
this week, and then, to be honest, all their games are due. Like, there's a lot of games due. Have I got any mod check stuff to do? They've still got all their week 10s and a couple of week 9s to play. Go on then. Oh no, the car exploded. So Phoenix has submitted his Detroit Lickitungs game, so we can put that on. So this is how the league looks. If I go to, you'll be able to see it from my camera because I'm on this desktop. Here we are.
Oh, okay. I wasn't at the bottom. Thank God.
Yeah, so you Phoenix. So Phoenix is in second.
That's how I felt in game 2, Phoenix.
Phoenix is up in second with tying with Jack. Jack is playing Thursday. He plays Nick. I suppose the only interest is once I submit, you'll go below the Lickitungs on differential. The score bunnies are back. I could see him finishing up on two wins because I don't see him doing that good versus Phoenix's team. And Phoenix plays the Muse. So I think it just comes down to your last game. I think it's definitely a must win.
Oh yeah.
Let me check that I've actually given you that trade, Brandon, because when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, yeah, it is there, off-worm for camera ups. I even put the trade in myself. I run this thing and I didn't even know.
Like...
Oh, okay, massive game for you then, Brandon. You play the Muse last. So they are bottom of the league at the moment. That's a massive game for you. A very easily winnable game as well. I think if you get 3 wins, you're safe. You're basically relying on Phoenix to beat the score bunnies. And then the Lickitungs. Let's see who the Lickitungs are playing. Oh, they play each other. So I think you're safe. You might be safe. Because the Lickitungs then play the Cyphers and the score bunnies play Phoenix. Which are two very hard games. But the fact that Southside Score Bunnies played Detroit Lickitungs next, or this week, means that one of them... So if the Score Bunnies win, they're both on 2. And you'll remain on 2. If the Detroit Lickitungs win, Southside Score Bunnies stay on 1. And then it's just up to you to win your last game. So yeah, you just need to effectively just win your last game, and I think you're safe.
Yeah, and then you see yours like all the way up top.
You think I'm good? Look at bloody Kanto, 8-1 with a 17 differential.
I mean, yeah, I feel like honestly, whenever people actually play their matches, I feel like everyone in the league this season is good.
Yeah, there's no easy game. There is literally no easy game. Like, even on the Scarlet side, like, we all know that Mike sat at the bottom, but Mike is not an easy game. Joel beat Seb this week. Last week. So Joel's still picking up wins. Like, there is literally no easy game. My last one is against Jack. For God's sake. Exactly what I wanted.
Against the homie right at the end.
But hopefully Nick can do me a solid and beat him by... If he beats him, I'm guaranteed top, I believe. Phoenix could... Oh no, Phoenix can catch me. Now, Nick's still here, gotta try. Phoenix can still catch me, I believe. with 1 game to go. 5 and 2. I'm gonna.
You guys are gonna be like.
Oh no, I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna go to 6. How many games has Phoenix got left? 2. Back after eating, nice. Muse and Galen. Yeah, so Phoenix can catch me, because I could end up on 6 and 2. Because currently I'm 6 and 1, 10 differential. So which would mean that Jack couldn't catch me, but Phoenix can.
Okay. I mean, either way, you're safe.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% safe. But what happens is the top 2. So when we go into the group stages down here, it's seeded on like these top 2 teams will go like 1, 2, 3, 4 in different groups. So it means I won't have to play. In this case, if it was to stay like this, I wouldn't have to play Phoenix, the Crocodiles, or the Golden Goes. And then these 2 go together. These 2 go together, and then
you're trying to win to not play.
yeah, I'm trying to win to not play the hard teams. I mean, technically, like maybe I want to finish 3rd. Do I just tank and finish 3rd? I don't think I can anymore, because playing Raz or Josh in the group stages, I really don't like.
When you're at that point where you're trying to figure out how to sabotage yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I make it so I fail without having to do more work in the process? Just don't think you do.
But no, I think if you look at the free agent pool of what's been taken, like the roster mania, I feel like I'll drop a normal and maybe pick up a poison. Both poisons are available. That's the point of seeding, right? You win. Yeah, means you should get the best teams in the final. Yeah, should. Until like you get doubled and fucking. What's the other place they got in season 3?
Get the semifinals and like 2 people just quit, and it's like, oh well, I guess we have our finals.
And then maybe in C tier, if I was to drop the Dunsparce, I'd really have my eyes on Pachirisu. I'll get diffed by stupid Sableye, yeah, I mean. Florges have also got my eye on as well. Florges works very well with any photosynthesis user. Because you can...
So sad. My team gets hard-walled by fighting.
You can fix that. You can fix that.
It's like,
I mean, you have got a Salamence. So, like, if you were to throw out a fighting type,
like,
who doesn't have 3 wins in Violet yet? Brandon, the Lickitungs, Southside Scorbunnies, and the Muse. Technically, everyone is still in the running. Nick,
like how
I
if you
would...
look at our entire draft. Look at our entire draft and compare it to the Scarlet. Our whole draft is their entire green.
Yeah.
If we were over there, we'd all be valid right now.
No, I think you're safe, Nick. I believe you're safe, because these 2 play each other. Detroit and Southside play each other. It's technically a free week for you. It'd have to go horrendously wrong. But there is an occasion where 3 people can end up on 3 wins, which is quite scary. I mean, look at Scarlet; they've got 5 people with 3 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I've been having to prep for you and helped Seb a couple times, and I've been dealing with life stuff in general. But for the most part, most of my time I've been hardcore distracted with Pokemon other than the draft, because someone I made a friend not too long ago, and they know Pokemon, but like they're so new to certain things about Pokemon.
Yeah.
They don't even know what a Tinkaton is.
That's okay. That's okay. I wish I didn't know what a Tinkaton was.
Well, I mean, hey, if you didn't know what one was, I'd show you what one is by shoving the hammer right in your face. But I saw their stream and they were nuzlocking their first playthrough of Scarlet and Violet, and I'm like, man, you really like this, huh? You're on attempt number 50.
Oh God.
And he's like, hey, listen, I love a challenge. And then I just sat there and I'm just like, oh, do you?
I have a Brandon lock.
Oh, I'm not even. Oh, funny you should mention that. That's what I'm test running right now on the.
Is it hard? I don't think it's too hard, Nick. Like for any like mid. Brandon lock is very hard. But nuzlocking Scarlet and Violet, I don't think is too hard. I didn't think the trainers were too.
Hard when you don't know what any of the new Pokemon.
I suppose, yeah. Like for us, fucking nerds. By the way, you best move Murkrow, Malsolid, and Annihilate up to S tier. I believe next season will be split draft. It will be points. I think we've got a good group of people now that we will do what we did in the BDSP draft, which is pick one from each tier and then the rest will be points.
Just sounds fun, honestly. That would technically mean that some people would have more Pokemon than others, because
you always have to fill the slot. It's just that you make D tier like 0 points. So if you run out of points, you just have to pick from D tier, which means you could end up with like someone with. You'd always only get one S tier. There's a chance you can get 3 A's, but if to get 3 A's, you'd only have 1 B, a C, and maybe like 2 D's or 3 D's. But yeah, I think we were going to do points next season. You get a lot more variety in the team. Like you can get a lot of teams that are like top heavy, rely on the main core. You can also get ones like I think like what I did in BDSP, which I took an extra 2 A's and 2 B's for my points. Can we put the ruins in S tier? I mean, I'm half tempted not to put the ruins in, but I feel like they're not as bad in Draft League because you can prep for them. Facing ruins in draft, they're not that overwhelming. Yeah, I don't think anything's off the table. It'll probably be like open terror as well. I did like drafting terror types, but I think what will happen is what I've seen some people are doing in PokeAim's singles league is you pick the terror for the mon. So you go down your Pokemon list and you just pick a terror, and then you can use one of your not terror captains. You can terror anything, but it can only terror into one type, and it's the same type. And you can use a free trade to change that terror. That's the way other people have been doing it. So you can either trade them on, or you can say, like, for me now, if I wanted to change my Fluttermane's type to, I would, yeah, Phoenix, pick a terror for each mon. And you get primary type terror as well. So each Pokemon will have 2 terror types. And then you could use a trade to say, like, Brandon is really struggling with fighting this week, but he also sees that I've got Ghost Terror. You're like, oh, well, I might trade by Tyranitar Steel for normal this week. and that would be a free trade. Which I quite like the idea of. It gives you a lot of freedom. You can change your terror types. But go on, Brandon. You were saying about the brand unlock. I interrupted.
No, you're good. I was all for that. No, I'm making this stupid hard, and this is probably the most investment I've ever put into making any kind of ROM ever. And when I say investment, I mean this is a Gen 5. Like, this is hard to like put together compared to like newer games or like Game Boy games or anything like that. This is a pain. I have to break down the files of the files. I have to go through all 813 trainers that are in the game and single-handedly change up them in every way.
Oh, it's awful, isn't it?
And then sometimes, like, when you try to set them up for double battles when they'd normally be single battles, and because I have to test run this every time I update something, I'll go up to a trainer that's like halfway through the game, they'll talk to me, and then the game's frozen, and then I'm like, oh.
That's why I think.
The car exploded.
I think that's. Do you remember the Seb lock? I've still got it. I think I only got up to like. I want to say Gym 6, and I spent hours on that, like changing all the encounters, changing all the trainers. I think at one point I just binned it all off. I was like, I'm just gonna put extra trainers in. Like, yeah, the personal trainers feed us, like us guys. And then I changed the gym leaders a little bit. And ramped up all the levels.
So, these gyms are hard. Very hard.
Very hard.
8th gym is a damn rotation battle.
Oh, okay.
And you know, it's water types because this is white too, so that's a water type one. And of course, he's able to swap between Jellicent, Gastrodon, and Lapras. You go for an electric move, he rotates to Gastrodon. You go for a normal type move, he rotates to Jellicent. And I'm just like, oh, fuck my life.
What have I created?
And the worst part is to make sure it's actually possible, you have to go through it without, certain rules.
Yes. I didn't realize that just changing the Pokemarts just to sell different things breaks the game. I was doing an Emerald, and I think it was Emerald for Seb, and I had to overwrite the shop in, what was it, Slateport? Because if I tried changing the actual marts to sell anything, it would break the game.
See, I haven't even done anything with the marts yet, but
yeah, good luck with that. It might be easier in Gen 5. They probably coded it a bit different. That is where Magneton, I fear no man. Oh yeah, the fucking Piloswine sweep while Seb was getting destroyed by Watson, and I just first run it and just like sped up full max and just started spamming Earthquake with Piloswine.
Dude, gym leaders in this, like, I don't even want to tell you how many attempts it took for me to beat Drayden.
Oh god.
I spent the entire day
Oh no, the car exploded.
soft resetting in front of Drayden just to see if I could beat him with the level cap. I can, but oh my god, I couldn't at the same time. I had to actually plan, like, cause I know how I built his team, but I had to go in there over and over and over and over again just to make sure of how much damage they're doing to me. Who's gonna use what move against my specific Pokemon? How anything is gonna happen like that. And here's the thing, you're not allowed to heal in this run. You can heal outside of the battles, but you can't heal in the battles.
So it's a hardcore.
Team of 6.
It's a hardcore Nuzlocke. Oh god.
Oh yeah. Like, you're not allowed to heal in battles, you can't use X items.
Which game do I want to submit? going through game submission now, Brandon. Fluttermane, 1 kill. If I submit game 3, I don't mind. So I led Fluttermane and Staraptor.
I actually have the list.
Oh, can we just go? Oh, let's go on game 1 then, if it's easier. So it was Gallade, Fluttermane. I believe Gallade just got like 3 and Fluttermane got 1.
Made a whole list of like every KO and who did what KO on.
Oh, perfect.
That's just what I was doing.
I should do it, but I don't bother because is this broken? Fucking broken. No. Right, hang on. That works. Form's broken. No. Phoenix asked, "What did you trade and change about Drayden?"
Well, I mean, he's the 7th gym leader. He's got dragon types. Imagine very strong dragon types. All of
He
his
gave him a Baxcalibur. He put Baxcalibur in the game.
God, if I could, I would have.
D-Knight High Dragon. Yeah. D-Knight Dragon.
Oh, yeah, no, he's got High Dragon.
D-Knight Dragon. Haxorus. Is that in the game?
He has a Dragonite, a Salamence, a Drudigan,
Drudigan, yeah.
A Hydreigon, a Haxorus, and a... Oh god, what was it?
Kingdra? Kingdra would be a good one as well.
He had a Kingdra. And his, I believe it was his... Could be wrong, but I believe it was his Dragonite that has Rain Dance. And I also made all of their every single trainer in the game's AI smart.
Oh yeah, you could turn it up, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's they're all hard now. Some trainers have legendaries. You can find
what you should do
in the wild too, but
why is this
not very often. I actually have to upscale some of the gym leaders' levels a tiny bit, actually. Which is why I'm doing the test run, you know? Like, you gotta go through, you gotta make sure of, like, what level you are by the time you get to them, and see if it matches up, and blah, 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 blah. Also, this might be a weird trio, but the starters are Meryl, Turtwig, and Litwick.
Okay. I like that. Mr. Young Joey with his level 50 Giratina.
Oh god, no. Also made it so all 3 of those Pokemon, their hidden abilities are normal abilities that they can have. So like, if you want a certain ability on one of them, then you could just soft reset in front of Bianca until you get the ability you want, and it's like, okay, cool. Also buffed some Pokemon.
Okay.
Like Meryl, for example. You know, Azumarill is generally not as strong as a starter. By any means. At least
yeah.
a fully evolved starter. I buffed its stats, so it has the exact same base stat total as a starter.
Oh, okay.
Including the attack stat, because
yeah.
its attack stat's 50, but if it has huge power, it's basically 100, and it's like counted that other than just the 50. Basically, Azumarill is a lot better. I also changed Wigglypuff and Wigglytuff to actually being very good. Made it a normal psychic type, and gave it a much better move pool based on that. From level up and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure this out.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
It's not working for some. Please say you buffed Ariados. Ariados is a cool one.
Why am I drawing a blank to Ariados?
Spinnerack and Ariados, Gen 2, Red Spider.
Oh, that one. Yeah. I did not, but I can.
What buff would you... What's its stats? Is it slow? I feel like it should be fast.
It's like on the slow to average end. Wouldn't say it's fast. Let's see. It would probably make it faster, and maybe it doesn't seem like a kind of Pokemon that hits very hard, so I'd probably just make it like a bit bulkier and give it a lot more speed. And maybe better moves because its move pool is trash. My god. And I actually made a Love Disc usable. But Love Disc is now actually a good Pokemon. I made it so Love Disc evolves into a Lolamola.
Hello, Lumbo.
Yeah, because it only makes sense and everyone keeps talking about it, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Love Disc evolves into a Lomamola, whatever. And I also buffed Love Disc and Alomamola's stats as well. So they're both very good and worth having. Though I did not buff Alomamola's HP because, oh my god, that is already way too massive.
What is it again?
Base 165.
Jesus Christ, does Tauros evolve into Bouffalon? That's cool. But is that... Well, I suppose you could buff Bouffalon.
I guess so, yeah. I'd have to buff Bouffalon if I were to do that, because I'm pretty sure that normally they have the same base stat total. I think Bouffalon's just, like, slower but has more bulk than Tauros. And, oh god, what was it? That's what I changed. Oh, and I actually changed the Flygon line. Made Flygon actually good. Usable. It's not like... It doesn't have the same base stat total as a pseudo-legendary, but it's pretty damn close. I think its base stat total now is like 570 or 580 now. And I changed its typing to a Bug Dragon.
Bug Dragon? That's cool. Have we had a bug Dragon?
Yeah, I mean, everyone thought it was a missed opportunity for it to be a Bug Dragon, and I agreed, and I'm like, you know what, screw it. It's gonna be a Bug Dragon. Which also gets rid of its 4 times weakness to ground, so that's pretty nice. Or not ground, ice. And yeah, so Trapinch is a ground bug, turns into Vibrava, it's a dragon bug, and then dragon bug.
Is that right?
It's like there's so many things in this I actually changed. It's nuts. I do have to fix a couple things before I give it people to let them play and stuff, because like I'm pretty sure I set it so that impossible evolutions were fixed, but I have a level 51 Electabuzz, and something's wrong. So clearly something's wrong, so I'm gonna have to go into the files and make it so Electabuzz evolves at level 40 or 45 or something.
Yay! Yeah. Oh, when you do it as well, Phoenix, I can see like the emotes pop up at the bottom.
Yeah, that's really cool when it just pops up over his little thing.
Wigglytuff. Ends in Wigglytuff.
Oh no, the car exploded.
What is that from?
I don't know. I think it's like a TikTok or something. Oh, and I gave Wigglytuff the the ability telepathy.
Oh my god. Making broken mons doesn't work, Brandon.
It's not broken. This thing died so many times, but it also puts in a lot of work. Like, I mean, now its only weaknesses are is it bug and dark, and like, I mean, it can learn fake out from level up. It has substitute from level up. Now it gets magical leaf. It gets psychic.
Sorry, Brandon. The kills for game 1, was it 1 for Flutter, 1 for Gallade? 3 for Gallade.
Let's see. Yeah, it's 3 for Gallade, 1 for Flutter.
Cool.
Cryo. Poor Cryo and Camerup. They both just showed up to die. As soon as turn 1 ended, I was like, well, I lost this game 1.
I hate that when it happens. Like, you know it's happening as well. It's like, god damn.
Like, at that point, you're just kind of like, listen, I'll send in my mons and I'll do what I should probably do in a situation like this, but, like, I'm not gonna win.
Survived. No, fainted. And then in the back, you had Salamanche, I believe.
For what, game 1?
Yeah. Salamanche and a Medicham?
Game 1, you killed Camerupt, Salamence, and Gambit,
Oh,
and Cryo.
Gambit, that's it. That thing gives me fucking nightmares. Every time I'm on ladder.
I need to start playing some ladder more, but I'm having a hard time just coming up with a team that's not, like...
Do you want to try mine?
A meta.
I've got. Have you seen mine in the announcements tab? If it's not meta, yeah, mine is counter meta. It's Scizor, Volcarona, Baxcal, Gyarados, Fluttermane, and something else.
I love that even now, Gyarados is still like.
Gyarados is amazing now.
Really good mon.
It's so good.
As redonkulous.
2 Pokepaste and then my Pokepaste. I believe I closed it down, but if I go to history.
Oh yeah, and all the gym leaders are double battles.
That I like. I feel like it should all.
All double battles. The last one is a rotation battle because that's basically a triple battle. You just rotate the Pokemon. Then you know the Elite Four and the Champion are all double battles as well.
Yeah, that's. I think that's the way the game should be. I don't like its singles.
Oh my god! I made the Elite Four such a pain.
Elite Four should be painful.
Reset in front of it just to go through it. Oh, and there's a level cap, so I have to like not go over.
Is it enforced? Like, does the game enforce it?
Which I wish it did. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, it's quite hard to code.
Like, what I would have done is I would have like made it enforced, but then I would also have it so on your trainer card it like shows what the new level cap is depending.
Yeah,
on it,
that'd be cool.
Would have done.
Oh.
Yeah, I would have done something like that. I feel like that would have been so much nicer.
Oh, rightio, guys. It's been absolutely wonderful. I'm gonna now go have some food. Also, in general chat, just let me know. I've finished Hogwarts Legacy now, so we can play another game. There is a ROM hack called for Black and White Free, which I might start. I'm intrigued. That or Pokemon Colosseum. I've got a randomized Colosseum run that I want to try. So let me know. Or if there's any. Obviously, there is Portal 2 Phoenix at some point, I promise. And then Ghost of Tsushima, I think, is on the cards, I think I'll play Deathloop, but not as a main series game because Deathloop seems a bit repetitive. And then there's also Elden Ring. I have to start Elden Ring at some point. I just don't. I'm not ready for it yet. But no, thank you all for coming in and watching. GG's, Brandon, as always. Our games are so chaotic.
These donuts are great. Jelly-filled are my favorite. Nothing beats a jelly-filled donut.
Nothing beats jelly-filled. But yeah, thank you all for dropping in. It's been amazing. And I shall catch you all. I might come back on tonight. I might stream later tonight. I might do some shiny hunting. We'll see. I'm hungry. Might even start playing Colosseum tonight.
Jelly-filled are my favorite.
Funny enough, I've got a donut in the fridge. I've got a donut in the fridge that I might eat right now.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
Yeah! But let me know if there's any games that you want me to play in general chat. I'll post an announcement as well with some other stuff. And thank you all for watching, and bye-bye!